I'll just be straight up. So a few people in my life know this. I was diagnosed with, it's called selective mutism. I was essentially mute. I didn't talk to anyone other than my mom, my dad, and my brother.
He's done 4 bodybuilding shows, helped over 250 clients go through a transformation, and built the Earned Physique System.
And that was my first taste of like the corporate world. And I was like, this is terrible. I cannot do this, man. That's a mask, you know? That's a result of like vices, drinking, self-limiting beliefs, like not really having any purpose, not really clear on like what I wanted out of my life in school. I was in love with this girl. My business went down because my mental wasn't there. I considered just moving back home because like I was just like in a dark place. My ego was the highest it ever was and it got completely broken. You have someone filming your entire day, right? Your entire day, every single thing you do. And if that video were to be posted online for anyone to see, for yourself, your family members, your friends, would they be proud of the person you are? Would you be proud of the way you're living? I just started like crying in my car, but I'm like, I actually did that. Like I committed to it, I achieved a goal, and like nobody was helping me. Like I figured it out by myself. Dude, my dad, her son is like the best guy in the world, like the nicest guy I've ever met, and I would just say like, be proud of your son.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome to another episode on David's Saturday Night Sitback, where my guests and I tell stories related to business, fitness, and culture with an aim to light your internal fire. I'm really excited that you're here today because over 90% of my guests have never been on a podcast before, and for the ones that have, they typically have not done a deep dive into their own story like we do here. So I'm curating a collection of episodes that literally can't be heard or watched anywhere else just for you. With that in mind, my only ask is that as you listen to this episode, make sure you subscribe or follow the pod on whatever platform you're joining us on today. Today, sitting back with me in the studio from Fayetteville, Georgia, is an online fitness coach, 10-plus year athlete, content creator, and former co-host of the podcast YoCast. He played football in high school, became an accounting major from Mercer University, and like many of us, he spent some time letting his self-limiting beliefs keep him from discovering the best version of himself. In a professional sense, he's worked as a waiter, cook, security guard, personal trainer, DoorDash driver, and before launching his own business, he was working in sales, but now he helps high-performing professionals lose body fat and build lean muscular physiques without giving up their careers, social life, or confidence. During his freshman year of college, even though he continued working out, his diet went south and he gained about 45 pounds of unhealthy weight until he decided in 2018 that it was time for a change. Fast forward to today, he's done 4 bodybuilding shows, helped over 250 clients go through a transformation, and built the Earned Physique System, a proven coaching method that simplifies nutrition, training, and helps you stay consistent. If you haven't guessed it yet, today sitting back with me is Eric Ogle. Eric, thank you for who you are. Thank you for the example that you're setting for people all over the world, and welcome to your episode on David's Saturday Night Sitback.
Heck yeah, man. That was quite the intro. You did some deep diving, man.
Heck yeah,
that
it's my job, baby.
That was good. There's some things I'm like, oh, snap. I did that. Like, I think you probably went to my LinkedIn and saw my job history.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was great, man. Phenomenal intro. Really glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude. I found your LinkedIn, found your podcast. I will admit, I did not go through your entire Instagram. You have over 1,000 pictures on there. I was like, I'm just gonna scroll through a couple of these.
For sure.
But I figured for this one, we would just go ahead and dive right into it because we're both podcasters, so we both probably talk a lot. And there's a couple things I want to make sure we cover. Who are you?
Good question, man. So figured you're going to ask that. So I'm Eric Ogle. I'm 26 years old. From Fayetteville, Georgia, like you said. And now I'm a full-time fitness coach, business coach, alpha model, and I guess you could say social media influencer. More of a retired influencer. I now do social media more to grow my business, but I'm blessed to have a pretty big platform where I teach, men get in a better shape, help other guys to build their business, fitness coaching business, able to, market Alpha Elite. It's been awesome being a model for them, being able to promote the clothes. It's like what I wear 99% of the time. But yeah, man, I do a lot more content now just about personal development, breaking self-limiting beliefs, just helping men become the best version of themselves. And that's the whole goal with my fitness coaching business, is to use fitness as the vehicle to get men into a much better place in life. Because, we can dive into it a little bit later, but a lot of men in the modern day culture, especially in their 20s and 30s, are still trying to find themselves and are lacking confidence. They lack discipline. They lack structure in their lives. And, their body shows for it. Their mental health shows for it. Their behavior and their relationships reflect that. And I feel like my purpose now in life is to help men just, get in a better shape. Not only that, just become a confident, more successful, and more disciplined version of themselves. And that'll carry into every aspect of their life. But yeah, it's a little bit about me. There's a lot more that we can talk about, obviously, which is why we're here. But that's the synopsis, I guess.
We're going to jump back in time in a minute, but before we do, how's the experience of being able to see 250 plus people's life change for the better and know you have a direct impact on that? How's that sit with you, man?
Yeah, it's a great question. That's why I love coaching and my job. I was doing it for a long time for free for people. Like after I went through my own transformation, a lot of my college friends, fraternity brothers, even family members just came to me for advice. And I realized I have a big passion for helping people out. But to be able to make a full-time living off doing that it's a win-win, dude. It's amazing. But the most rewarding thing is when guys are done with me, because people don't need to work with me forever. Is just being able to see them look back at where they started. And literally we take the photos from day one versus like when they graduate from my program. And the goal is to make it a day and night difference. But what they get out of it most is not just losing the weight or getting a better physique, is the mental transformation they go through and how it, a lot of my guys, like they end up finding their wife, or they end up putting themselves out there and dating, or they do something they never wanted to do. Like a lot of my guys start their own fitness page, where at the beginning they'd never think in a million years they do that, but they love fitness. They're ready to put themselves out there. And a lot of them, get promotions at their job, or they find a new career. Like fitness, I feel like for anyone is the vehicle that can take you to just anywhere in life, because you are able to put in the work yourself. You get a better physique, obviously, get a better body, and that's going to translate to everywhere else. And I feel like a lot of it's just people have a better sense of self-love, and life's a lot better when you truly do love yourself,
Yeah. Even just before this, I went over to the gym, and 3 of my buddies wanted to check out the new location. They usually go to another one.
Yeah.
And so they were in there, and we all got to shoot the shit for 10, 15 minutes. And dude, it put me in such a better mood. Not like I woke up in a bad mood. I woke up feeling pretty darn good today. But then go to the gym, you get a good sweat in, you get a good workout, you're starting to feel a little bit better about yourself. Then you see some of your boys, you get to talk, catch up. Haven't seen them in about 6 weeks. It's all positives, unless you get hurt. But even then, that's fixable if you get hurt.
I tell my guys this all the time. I've never heard of anyone who's gone to the gym, got home, and say, you know what, I regret going to the gym. Like, have you ever heard that? No,
never.
Unless you get hurt. Unless
going to the gym.
Exactly. It's like there's never been anyone to regret doing that, and that's why I think it is essential. Like you should always be involved with your health and your fitness, and that'll change as you grow older. But since going through the gym myself, seeing what it's done for me, that's something I will never let go of. And when I take a break or I can't go, like my mental health goes down the drain. And I look at other guys, I'm like, how do you not go to the gym? I mean, no judgment, like it's not for everyone, but I feel like in some sort of way you can prioritize your health. You don't have to be working out, lifting weights all the time, but you could be going on walks. You could just be doing some sort of sport, some sort of activity, but something that's going to elevate your mind and your body.
Yeah. I agree with you 1,000%. I think moving is everything, whether it's yoga, Zumba, sports, walking, running, lifting weights, you got to move.
Yeah. Movement is medicine.
Yeah. One of my favorite phrases that I should have had memorized better, but I don't. It goes to the effect of like, the only rocks collecting moss in the river are the ones that don't move. I'm like,
absolutely. Yeah. That's golden.
That's so good.
100%, man. 100%.
You ready to take a jump back in time?
Yeah, let's do it. Hit me. Oh my gosh,
that
is crazy.
If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I'm going to show Eric a series of 4 pictures, and all of them will be up on the YouTube version. So if you want to hop over there for like 5 or 10 minutes, feel free. Eric, that is you.
That's crazy.
How old do you think you are in that picture?
Dude.
Like 5?
Yeah,
4?
probably 4 or 5 years old. Wow. I think I had posted it on my Instagram one time as like a swipe. Or maybe, I don't know where you found it. That's crazy.
Any memories come back when you see
Yeah,
that?
dude. I'll just be straight up. So a few people in my life know this. But when I was like this age, dude, I was diagnosed with, I don't know if it's disorder or what, but it's called selective mutism. I was essentially mute. I didn't talk to anyone other than my mom, my dad, and my brother. Even some of my other family members, like my aunt, my uncle, I wouldn't talk to them. And I was just like, I barely remember that time in my life. But when I was a kid, I had to go to these IEP classes, individualized education program, because I would go to school and I wouldn't talk to my teachers. I wouldn't talk to like other classmates. Like day one of school, I'd always bawl my eyes out because I didn't want to go, you know? And I'd say like until probably like second grade is when I got out of it, first or second grade. But like that age, again, I don't remember it too much. My mom could tell you all about it, but I was like mute. That's like a rare photo because when I was a kid, I never smiled in photos ever. Like my yearbook photos, like just plain look on my face. Not that I was like depressed or anything at that age. I don't know what was up with me, but I hated talking to people, like teachers, friends, anything. But again, probably around like first or second-ish grade is when I got out of it. But I don't remember that time in my life too much because obviously I was so young, but I do remember just not wanting to talk to anyone. So that's a rare photo of me like actually smiling. My parents would always try and get me to smile, like family photos.
Yeah.
I remember the camera person. We took family photos at my church one time, and my mom kept getting mad at me like, Eric, smile, smile, smile. Then the photographer like did some jokes, like some funny faces, and I smiled, and that's like the one perfect photo we got of my family. It's like still up in my parents' bedroom. But that's crazy to look back on, man. It's nuts to see like where I was at such a young age and where I'm at now. Like my business is through my voice, helping people
Right.
out, making content, putting myself out there. But I was a super, super shy kid at that age, for sure.
Do you remember, did your parents or your brother, the doctors who diagnosed you, could they attribute it to anything? Or is it just something that some kids just happen
I
to
guess
have?
so. Yeah, it's something I obviously don't have anymore. I have to do some more research on it, but selective mutism, if any of you guys want to look it up or ask ChatGPT, but it's definitely something I grew out of. I stopped going to those classes and stuff. I made friends. Like, life was pretty normal after that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What'd your parents do for work?
So my mom, she's always been, when I was younger, she was a stay-at-home mom. Now she works in my elementary school. For a while, she was a substitute teacher. Then she became a special education teacher. Now she's the librarian. She needs to work because she has nothing else to do with her day, and she loves being around kids. But until I was about, middle school, probably 8th grade, she was always stay-at-home mom. But my dad's always been the provider. I love my parents, man. They've had a great marriage. They've really set a good example. My dad's the nicest guy ever in the world, and he'll do anything for myself and my brother, but he's always been the bread maker. He works sales for construction equipment, mainly cranes, but he's never really like loved his job. He just does it to support my family, like my mother. He always says, I'm gonna be working till the day I die. And I'm just like, that's my motivation, is to provide for my parents one day. And so my dad doesn't have to work until he's 80, 90 years old, however long that is. But yeah, he's always done that since he got out of college. He was a college football player, and then started working for this company called Grove, selling cranes, and he just kind of been doing that ever since. He does well for himself, and very thankful that he's been able to do that job and give me a good childhood and support me. He's always been my number one supporter.
How so? How's he had your back?
Best way to describe it is like my dad like lived vicariously through me when I was playing sports. My dad was like, whether it was the football games, baseball field, he's like the one cheering for me the loudest. Like I have videos of me when I was running track in high school, and my dad is yelling at the top of his lungs, and he just loves seeing that, man. But another good example is like football season every year. Baseball season, my dad would get me the nicest cleats that I wanted, the nicest baseball bat. He'd drive me to every practice, do everything. And I wasn't a spoiled kid at all. Like I definitely had to like work for everything I had. My parents didn't give me allowance, nothing like that. Like if I want to buy a video game, my mom's like, you're going to buy that, But my dad, when it came to sports, he gave me whatever I wanted. And he always made sure like I was on the best teams with the best coaches. Then in high school, when, I was at my high school, Like at that point, you're just playing for the school. Like he's always at the practices, just watching. He's at every game. He's there early. He's volunteering to mow the fields.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. My dad is the nicest guy in this world, so I'm so thankful for him. And obviously my mother, but my dad is just really set a good example for me of how I should be a father. Hopefully, if I find a wife and have kids.
When?
We'll see, man. I'm 26. I'm single. I've been in one adult relationship, but I don't date around that much, man. I've been really focused on my business and just myself the past few years, but my mom keeps asking me every time I jump on the phone, you find a girl? You going on any dates? So I definitely need to put myself out there a little bit more. I've downloaded Hinge a few times since moving here. Then I'll delete it because like I don't want to be on here. Then I'll download it again, delete it. But I've never been on like a Hinge date, you know?
Yeah.
Or like a Tinder date, nothing like that. I feel like Hinge is the more acceptable one now. Like Tinder, Bumble, all those ones are gross. But everyone in Austin is on Hinge. So
I have a buddy, one of the 3 guys I just mentioned, told me that he just downloaded Hinge for the first time last night.
yeah.
He's your age, actually. He's 26.
Okay.
And he's already matched with 4 people. And I was like, good for you, man.
Yeah,
and part of the reason I'm really proud of him is because I've known him for about 2.5 years. And he is, when I met him, one of the most shyest, introverted people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And so he got himself a job at a front desk at a Gold specifically to force himself to have interactions with other human
smart.
beings
Yeah,
on a regular
that.
basis. I like it too. I was like, dude, it's genius. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Side note on Hinge. Your brother, is he older or younger than you?
He's older. It was actually his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday. What's his name?
Matthew.
Shout out Matthew.
Yeah, 29 years old.
Is this him?
Yeah.
And you and mom, I reckon?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's him. He's like an inch taller than me now, but I always give him shit. I'm like,
Oh, he's a tall boy.
Yeah, I can
Because
lift
you're
more
like
weight than him.
6'1", right?
Yeah, 6'1" and a half, 6'2" on a good day. Yeah. Shoes on.
on a back day after you've been hanging from the pull-up bar for a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, my brother and I are so like different now. He actually owns a Chick-fil-A. He opened that in, what was it, February of this year. He's married, and he wants to have some kids soon. So I'm gonna be Unc here in a couple of years.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, but yeah, I'm really proud of my brother. He's doing big things. He's like, I'm the only entrepreneur in my family, but my brother's always been super supportive of me. But I'm proud of what he's doing, man. I mean, if you own a Chick-fil-A, like he's killing it financially.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I would imagine that's relatively good money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Were you guys close growing up, you and Matthew?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he was like, I'd say he's the one a bit more known for like sports. Like he was like a phenom at my high school. So I had to kind of like fill into his shoes, but he's always been super into sports, like fitness growing up. I'm trying to get him to work out some more now because he's so busy working. But yeah, we're always tight. Like a few situations as a kid, like I got in some trouble and he was always there to kind of help me out. Like things in high school, like dude, I almost got arrested one time for egging a house. And,
no.
Yeah, I didn't get arrested. Kind of got in trouble with the police. But my brother came and like picked me up, and yeah, then I had that conversation with my parents. But he's always been someone I can go to and trust. But yeah, we're definitely very different now. He's very driven, very motivated, but yeah, kind of like lost his touch for like sports, fitness, stuff like that. I mean, he's busy. He's super busy. He's got a wife now, but if I were to do anything with my brother, I want to be his coach. I tell him all the time, dude, I won't charge you. Let me coach you.
You think he would?
I don't know. He's
I don't know if he could. I mean, like for example, my family does not listen to the podcast. My brother does, and every now and then, if there's an episode I think they'll really like last night, I reached out to my sister, and I was like, "You should listen to this episode specifically," and she's like, "Okay, I'll listen to it." But I feel like there's something about people that you've grown up with, like the last thing they want to do is listen to a podcast that their brother hosts, or the last person they want to be coached by is their younger brother. So I hope he does, but also try not to be offended if he goes and hires a different coach.
For sure.
Just don't let that bug you.
100%.
What's the age difference between you and him?
So he's 29 now. So
it's about 3 years.
Yeah, just under 3.
And he was pretty big into sports growing up as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, baseball, football, basketball was his thing. For me, it was like football and track. Those are my main ones. Baseball a little bit, but he was like when he was a senior, I was a freshman, so I was always 3 grades below him. He was young for his grade though, you know? So he probably should have been a junior when I was a freshman. But like we played football. I played varsity my first year, and he was a senior, but he was just like, that guy at my high school that everyone kind of knew for college or for playing football. Then he went off to play in college, blew out his knee, so that kind of ended his career.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was always like, I don't know, pretty popular guy at my high school, but he was just always known for sports, like football and basketball mainly.
Was the school big enough that when you got to your freshman year and the teacher's doing roll call on day one, she's like, "Are you related to Matthew Ogle?"
All the time, man.
Did that bug you? Did you like it? How'd that make you feel?
Yeah, I felt like I had to kind of fill in his shoes, because he was always a good kid in high school, like never really got in any trouble at all. Not that he's perfect, but yeah, I've definitely felt that a little bit. I'm like, I got to live up to my older brother's like name,
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been able to do that 100%. I mean, not just in high school and stuff, but I mean, he's doing really well for himself. Like, I'm very blessed to be doing well for myself. And I'd say growing up, like, he played a big role in my success because he just set that example. He's always been motivated, driven, did well in school, sports. And then I saw him go to college and kill it. So I'm like, I need to do that as well. And, everything I've been through has led me to where I'm at now. But I'm thankful he's set that standard for sure.
Sounds like it was a good pressure.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be where I'm at without him.
Here's one more.
Okay.
I'm curious how old you think you are in this one. Would this be high school days?
Yes, me, Matthew Smallwood.
Who are those gentlemen with you?
Stone Caston. Yeah, this is high school. What was that, homecoming? Or no, this would have been prom. This is, I think, my senior year. That's crazy.
You got so happy when you saw that picture.
Yeah, that's funny. I still keep in touch with Matthew. He lives in Georgia. Stone, he actually came to Alpha Land when I was working there when I lived in Houston. And we hadn't talked in like years, but he was following me. And I guess he never like was like commenting, liking my stuff, but he was just watching from afar what I was doing. He came up to me. He was just like really proud of everything I've done because he was like the quarterback on our high school football team. We all played football together. He was QB1, like really good looking guy, got all the girls, and so I think he's still doing well for himself, but it was cool to like link back up with him. He was just at the gym. He was out there visiting.
Did he give you a heads up that he was coming?
No, not at all. Not at all. I just
saw him.
Stone. Yeah, Stone Caston. And then that is Matthew Smallwood. Everyone gave him shit because of his last name, Smallwood.
Right. That's an unfortunate last name for any man.
Yeah, we all, everyone said he looked like a rat, so his name in high school was Rat Boy.
Oh, man. Poor guy. Those are two unfortunate nicknames.
100%. I still keep in touch with him every now and again. That's funny, though. This was, my senior year of high school. So I would have been, like 17? Yeah, 16 or 17.
Nice.
Yeah. Crazy you're finding these photos, man.
What would you say was one of your more what was a moment from either your middle or high school that you think adds a lot of context to who you are now? Or it doesn't even have to be a singular moment. It could be like your experience on the football team, but was there anything pivotal during those years that you felt like sort of set you on the trajectory you ended up going on?
Absolutely. So 9th grade was when I hit the gym the first time. It was for high school workouts. It was going into 9th grade. So I went from middle school to high school. And so I went to all the football workouts, and that's when I got my first taste of the gym. And I quickly realized I love the gym way more than I love playing football and playing sports. That's why I didn't go play college football, because I got a few offers from smaller schools. Even Mercer, where I went to, they gave me a preferred walk-on, but like no scholarship money. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I just want to work out. I've always loved the gym, but I feel like football, I played football for me to find the gym, because I always found myself like loving the gym more because I don't have a coach. Like I get to go in there and do my own thing. Nobody's telling me what to do. I mean, with football, it's a team sport. You have coaches. You don't want to go to practice every day, but gym, you can go whenever you want. That's why I love fitness. And like, yeah, I'm a coach. I'm telling my guys what to do, but it's you and the weights. Like you can, whether you're stressed out, unhappy, breakup, whatever it may be that you're going through in life, I feel like the gym is always there to help you get in a better spot. Like you said earlier, like you feel great after you go. Nobody regrets going to the gym. And that's kind of what high school allowed me to figure out is how much I love fitness.
You fell in love with it from day one?
100%. 100%. Absolutely. That's something I'll never get rid of. Like I said earlier, your fitness journey will always change as you get older. And, like I'm not going to work out the same way I do now when I'm 60 years old, but I will be in the gym in some sort of capacity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really glad I found the gym at that age, and I got ahead, dude. I was able to make some crazy gains real quick. I
Yeah.
love just chasing the numbers, like the bench, squat, and deadlift, because we tested them for football, and I looked at it as like a competition. Like I'm gonna get the highest numbers. And I looked forward to the gym more, like the workouts, than football practice and football games.
My workout buddy, he's newer to the gym. He's never really consistently and seriously lifted.
Yeah.
And so I think the very first time we worked out together, that was last August, he did, I think he maxed out at either 35 or 40-pound dumbbells on flat bench dumbbell press.
Yeah.
And now he's already up to 70s, and it's
Oh,
been
heck yeah.
under a year. And so to see those newbie gain,
Oh, it's
because I've
so fun.
I feel like I sort of plateaued. Like
Yeah,
for me
same.
to hit a new number it doesn't happen often, but for him, it's just skyrocketing
Yeah.
right now. It's pretty cool.
I forget what the line is. I think it's like a line of diminishing return, but pretty much at first your gains are exponential, and then the longer you get into it, it's just more flat lines. Not flat lines, but it's steadily going up. But that's where I'm at now. Like I've been training for 12 years, I think, and I had pretty much almost the same strength I had 3-4 years ago, maybe a little bit more. But when I first got into it, those numbers just go up exponentially. And that's the cool thing about getting into the gym first, because a lot of guys that I work with, either they're like brand new to the gym, or they're maybe like 1 or 2 years in, but they haven't done it right. So at first they just get all these crazy gains, and they fall in love with it. I'm like, yeah, now you got the itch, you got the bug. Now I don't have to tell you to go to the gym anymore. Sometimes I have to tell guys, like, stop going to the gym every single day. Like, take your rest days. Less is more.
No, Eric.
But I'm guilty of it too, man. Almost every day I'll hit the gym, but I won't go hard every day. I could get in like 5 really, good workouts in every week, and then if I go a couple other days, I'll do like some cardio or some abs. I just need to get out of my apartment and go do something and meet people.
Yes.
Like I'll probably go later today. I've been to the gym almost every day this week. Yeah, but I'll probably just do some cardio, maybe some abs, and just get out of the apartment.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I got it. It's hard not to go this. It's such an integrated part of your life,
Yeah.
once you've been doing it for so long. At the end of high school, did you go right to college?
Yeah, so it would have been, I graduated May? So then, what was it, August? I went to Mercer. Yeah, so I had my normal summer break. School always ended in May in Georgia, but yeah, I went straight in. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I was like, I got to go to college. Everyone's going. So I applied to Mercer and UGA. Got denied from UGA. Was upset about that, but I was like, I'll go to Mercer.
Was it GPA, or why'd they deny you?
Dude, so where I'm from, it's my county is like very competitive. It's a lot, like my county is really good for the school system. That's why my parents moved us there. And as a white male from middle class, it's tough to get in your first year to a big school like UGA. It's super competitive. It's called affirmative action. But I mean, if you're a minority, it's a lot easier to get in. I had good test scores, good grades, but I mean, myself and all these other white males from Fayette County, Georgia are applying. So it's competitive. I could have transferred in after my first year, but I got into Mercer, which was a private school. But my high school girlfriend, her sister went to Mercer. So I ended up going there a few times. We went to some football games and stuff. I'm like, this place is sick. So I'll apply. I'm very, very glad I went there. No regrets, but I will say I'm in a ton of student debt just because how expensive the school was.
Yeah.
Would have saved a lot more going somewhere else, but I would not be sitting here today doing what I'm doing if I didn't go to Mercer and accumulate that debt. So I don't really resent it.
Yeah. It's the whole butterfly effect thing, right? Even sometimes the actions we do where we regret them, it sort of puts us on that trajectory to find the right thing to be doing.
100%.
How does one become an accounting major? I am an accounting major myself. I still ask myself about this sometimes. What was I thinking? How did it happen for you?
Yeah, I went into the business school. I was like, my dad did business, my brother did business. Let me just do that. Sounds a lot easier to do than pre-med or becoming a lawyer, because I went to a big pre-med school. And then the law school at Mercer was big, but everyone talked about how tough it was. And business school always gets shit the athletes do business because it's easy, So I went in undeclared. Sophomore year, I did accounting because one of my really good friends in my fraternity, Matthew Bowling, convinced me to do it. He's like, bro, do accounting. He was good at it, but he's like, this is a much better degree than marketing or management or entrepreneurship. He's like, you don't have to be an accountant, but this will show on your resume that like you took some tougher classes. And I did. I was pretty good at it. My upper level classes were a little bit hard, but I was like, I'll just do this. That way I can get any sort of good business job. But I did an internship between my sophomore and junior year, and it wasn't accounting. It was business development for a big government contractor, British Aerospace and Engineering, BAE Systems. And that was my first taste of like the corporate world. And I was like, this is terrible. I cannot do this, man. Not at all. I'd wake up, I'd put on the slacks, a button-down shirt, dress shoes, and I'd go sit in a cubicle for 8 hours. I'd just watch the clock tick down to 4 p.m. Or was it 5? I think it was 4 that we got out. And I dreaded it, man. And I was making good money. For an intern when I was in college, I was making like $21 an hour.
Yeah, interns are good.
Racked up money that summer. But I'm like, I'm miserable. So that's around the same time I started posting content. I made a fitness page because I was like, I need some sort of enjoyment out of my summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was between my sophomore and junior year.
I bet on day one of the internship, did you think you had made it? Were you like,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Exactly,
I get
dude.
to put on the nice outfit.
Yeah,
I'm going to work for this huge corporation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I drank the Kool-Aid, man. At first, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I can't wait to do this. Like, I have such a good job. Like, I make all this money. And then you quickly realize, like, a job like that makes you miserable. A third of your life, you know, you're there 8-9 hours a day. Like, you're miserable. Like, it's not worth the money at all. And what gave me hope is, like, I'm only doing this for 3 months. Imagine being the employees here who have been here for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
They do this every single day. Like, that scared the shit out of me. And a big reason why I took the risk after I graduated college and moved to Houston. I was like, I want to just figure this out, make my own money. I've always loved making my own money and working for myself, not having a boss. I feel like that's why I love fitness so much too, is because it's not like a team sport. It's not like you're having a coach telling you what to do. I've worked with coaches. I am a coach. But again, it's you in the gym. With my career, it's like I will figure it out. You know, I love making my own money.
Yeah. I forget if I told you on the phone or not, but the company I was working for post-college, you know, we were working 12 to 14-hour days, 5 months of the year. And I had to...
It's insane.
I only did it for 3 years. And I remember being in a cubicle in a building at 2 a.m. looking at the spreadsheet and just thinking, I want to shoot myself.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. That long of a shift, like, I'm glad I did it because it taught me what I did not want to do, but you don't have to live life that way. Like, we need those type of people in this world, though, like, to make the world go around.
We do.
But for myself, I know that I can never go that route. But if I ever have to, I have the degree. It's literally sitting in my closet. It's not like I have it, you know, on my wall in my apartment. It's framed, but it's literally in my closet.
Yeah, I think mine is too.
Yeah, $100,000 piece of paper right there. But yeah, man, if I had to get like a 9 to 5, it'd have to be something where I'm not stuck in a room all day or stuck at a desk. I do maybe like a sales job or something where I'm like going out meeting customers. Or dude, if I've always thought about this, if I lost everything, I'd love to go sell cars, sell luxury cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see you being good at that too.
Yeah, you're social. I love making commission.
Yeah.
Like, you're not stuck at a salary. Like, the harder you work, more deals you close, more money you make.
Yeah.
And I love cars too, so I don't want to get to that point. I love what I'm doing now. I want to do it as long as I can, and that'll maybe look different 10, 20 years from now, but I love being, you know, in the fitness industry. It's awesome.
Maybe when you quote unquote retire. I've always thought the one job I wanted in college I never did was a bartender. And I've always thought maybe when I'm like 65 years old, I will go get my bartending license or whatever I need, and I'll just go sling drinks just because it's fun.
Absolutely.
You know?
And like, you're not spending the money on drinks, you're making them. You can maybe have a couple drinks here and there, but that's what I've thought about too. It's like, I love to go out. Like, I'm a social person, but I feel like a good way to go out and make money is be a bartender. And you still get the good vibes. You get to talk to people, serving them drinks. Maybe you could have a few as well during the shift, depending on where you work.
Yep.
And the tips, man. You get people drunk, they give you some good tips if you're a friendly guy.
Yep.
So, yeah, that'd be a cool job.
I'm really curious to see how you react to this last picture. Before I show you, I'll just preface this by saying one of my favorite aspects of the podcast is learning about people's light bulb moments when they discover that their life is not going in the direction they want it to go and they decide to make a difference. And I love hearing these kinds of stories and what your motivations were and how you sort of climb out of whatever rut it was that you were in. Do you remember taking this picture?
Oh yeah, dude, I have posted this photo countless times. I'll turn it around. Dude, this is the worst I ever got. This is like, if you go on my Instagram, it's on my like pinned posts, like my transformation. But I was like almost 250 pounds in this. I was like 245. I was a tank in the gym, dude. Like I was lifting weights, like I was strong, but I was eating garbage. This is my first year of college. So I joined a fraternity, drinking many nights out of the week. This was me on spring break with my friends, and I was probably tossing this photo. But dude, I remember that trip for breakfast. We went to a grocery store, and I was like, I don't want to cook anything, so I got a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, and I ate all of them.
Breakfast of champions. Let's go.
A dozen glazed, dude. And I could put down food. I swear. I look like shit though, man. And I could drink a good bit because like the more weight you have on, the more fat you got. Like the more alcohol it's gonna take to get you drunk. So yeah, man, that was spring break my freshman year, and I kind of stayed around that weight until that summer. But I guess going into what you're saying, that light bulb moment, it was May
7th.
Yeah, it was May 7th, 2018. That's crazy that you know that, man. You did your research. It was the morning of my brother's graduation for college. I was getting ready, and I looked in the mirror. I got out of the shower. I'm like, what happened to me, bro? Like, that was the first time where I'm like, bro, I'm like fat. Like, I'm not proud of this. In high school, I was always like in shape, somewhat lean, athletic body. And then I saw that, and that was the day I'm like, I'm going to fix this. So around that time, I was watching, like, again, I love the gym. I love fitness. I had no clue about nutrition, calories, how to lose weight. I thought like you got abs from just working out. Like I love the gym. I wasn't super knowledgeable though. So around that time, I started watching all these fitness YouTubers, Christian Guzman, who's the owner of Alphalete, and he had this show called Summer Shredding. I've done that twice, the actual show, but that year there's an online challenge where you give yourself 90 days and you try and lose as much weight as you can. Like you just post your best transformation. So for 90 days that summer, I had a meal plan. I had 2 days of eating. I have a photo of it on my phone. I ate that 2 days of eating. That's it. I didn't eat out. I didn't have any alcohol. I didn't really socialize. Like it was just me that summer working. I worked at a restaurant called Wings and Things. That was my
sounds
cook
good
job. Yeah, did that, and I was a cook in there, but I didn't eat any food. I would bring my food. What else was I doing? I was just going to the gym every day. Figured out like through YouTube University, proper training principles, proper nutrition, dieting, counting calories, macros, all this stuff that I do now to teach other men. But it took me getting to that point, looking at myself in the mirror and be like, I'm going to change. So for 90 days I did it, and I got down to 202 pounds from like 245. And I went back. My motivation was like, I want to go back to school, and I want people to like completely not recognize me. So I went back. I didn't really tell anyone what I was doing. So I went back, and everyone's like, whoa, like what happened? And I just became the gym rat.
What happened?
Yeah. I got lean. I got the jawline, and dude, I felt amazing. I remember, dude, I got to day 90. I was actually driving in my car. And I remember like back then I had a junk removal business that I was doing. It was like a side hustle I started. So I was hauling people's junk. Remember the last day, I was coming home from the dump, ironically enough. It was day 90, and I just started like crying in my car because I'm like, I actually did that. Like I committed to it. I achieved a goal, and like nobody was helping me. Like I figured it out by myself. And that feeling is what I want to give to other people, like other men, to lose weight, build muscle, and like be able to look back at a photo like that and be like, that's not me. Like that's a mask, you know? That's a result of like vices, drinking, self-limiting beliefs, like not really having any purpose, not really clear on like what I wanted out of my life in school. And so I just let it all out with like having fun. Like I'd kind of just mask the way I felt. I wouldn't say I was depressed or anything back then. I was just kind of lost, and my eating reflected it. my drinking habits. Like I made good grades in college. I just didn't really care. But after going through that transformation myself, I felt like this is like what I should be doing, you know?
Yeah.
So I got into in-person training. I got hired at a gym near my university because I was just going there, and the gym owner came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, like I see you in here, see you put in the work. Like, do you want to be a trainer? We need more." I'm like, "I'm not certified." He's like, "We'll hire you." So I'm like, "Okay, sick." And I figured it out. I went into that job. That's the most confident I had ever been into a job. I'm like, I'm ready for this. I figured it out. I already knew how to like make training plans, stuff like that, help people with nutrition. And I just walk people through workouts. That was it. I didn't have to do anything else outside of that. So I'm glad, I got to that point because it showed me how to do it myself, and it gave me the opportunity to become an in-person trainer. It gave me the confidence to start posting content, making a fitness page. My page now is not always been Eric Ogle _ is ericogle.fit. Now I remember when I made it, like I was so ready to do it, but I was really afraid of what others would think, like my fraternity brothers, people at school, whatever. But putting myself out there is the best thing I ever did. And I got a lot of shit for it in the beginning. People would make fun of me. Fraternity brothers would dog on me. But over time, they started to respect me so much because I didn't care what people thought. And like I started to see success with it. Now I remember I was telling people when I graduated college, I told people I'm moving to Houston and I'm just going to see where this goes. And a lot of people like doubted me, dude. Even professors, I'd say that in classes because people would be like, what's your plan after college? I'm like, I'm going to move to Houston and pursue the fitness industry. I was known at my college as like the social media guy. I had a decent following when I graduated. And now, like, humbly speaking, I'm really glad I did that because these people now like reach out to me. They're like, whoa, like you did that. Like you made it work. And fraternity brothers of mine, people I went to school with, are my clients now. I have a college football player from Mercer that's on my roster. His name's Bailey, super cool guy. We were never close in college, but even fraternity brothers that like doubted me back then signed up with me for coaching. They invest, they pay me money, and it's because they respect me and they seen me go through it myself, and they can see what's possible if they commit and they see my client result. And it's like, if you want to work with me, if you want to get in a better place, let's work. Because most guys, they graduate, they get stuck in the system, they get overweight, they get out of shape, they get cuffed up, they find their wife, and then they just let their health and their fitness go. They stop going to the gym, they start eating like garbage. And I feel like a lot of it, they get complacent. They found the job, they went to college, they had their party days. Now it's like, what's left? So they kind of just become a victim. They get a little bit fat, they sit at home, they watch Netflix, they play video games. Like, they don't put themselves in a better position because they don't have to anymore. In college, you're thinking about what's next, like what job am I going to get, or you're trying to find a woman, like let me date. And then once you get all that, you have nothing left.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what makes most men let go of their health, their fitness, their body, is after college they get the job, they get the house, the white picket fence, the wife. It's like, seriously, what is next?
Yeah.
A new job? Like, yeah, that's why I love fitness, man. It's helped me, not only myself transform from that version of me, but I've been able to see like what it does for these guys when they do, again, they have everything, they're out of shape, they get into better shape, and like what they do outside of that, they like start a business, or they start making content, or they get a promotion. They have like more purpose in their life. They become a lot more hungry for more success outside of just the gym.
It's crazy what happens when you start to build some confidence.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Most men lack it nowadays.
There's this one video I found somewhere on your Instagram. Maybe one day I'll get a second laptop or something so we can watch videos live in here. But you were laying down on a table behind a truck
Yup.
while another guy body slammed you.
Yeah.
I think it may have been in like the video where you had flipped the switch caption
Yeah.
up on there. I really I'm glad I found that one when I
Yeah.
was scrolling through, because that in and of itself gave me so much context for like who you are.
Yeah, dude.
But that was very, very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, man. I was a frat god. I was president one year. I was treasurer. Like, dude, I love my fraternity. My first year, I was a degenerate. Then after that is when I started to I figured out how to have fun, but also stay in shape. That's what people came to me for in college. Was like, dude, like, how do I drink on the weekends? How do I still have fun, but stay in shape? And a lot of my guys now, like younger guys, I help them out with that. I don't tell them you can't never drink anymore, you can't party, you can't have fun. We have systems set up in place to let you do that. I'm all about like 80-20, 80% dialed, 20% have fun, live your life. Life is short. You don't need to be a bot. But where I was going with that is, yeah, I was in a fraternity. Like, I love tailgates, man. So my friend Aaron, big guy, probably like 260 pounds, 270. We had the great idea of let's break a table. It's like some old row shit, like the old row page. They always post those crazy, like, frat parties, people like, doing shit like that. So we sent the video into old row and they posted it, but we set up a table. We're both hammered. I lay on it and everyone just starts like chanting like jump, jump, jump. So Aaron like belly flops onto me. Then I get up, funnel of beer. And yeah, I was not proud of that, but that was like the highlight of that weekend. It was homecoming. And so, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say like I never give in to peer pressure, but I definitely gave in to peer pressure that day.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was a good moment, man. It was a fun moment, but it also got me that clip that I could use now for
Yes.
like the transformation. But I had my fun in college, man. Trust me. Like I had a really fun college career. Fraternity life was great. It wasn't all about partying. Like we did some great stuff in my fraternity, as far as like building men up, becoming better leaders, like a lot of philanthropy stuff. But at the end of the day, man, it's Greek life. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna do some stupid shit.
Yeah. Why'd you love it so much?
Dude, that was the first time, not the first time in my life where I had like really good friends, because I had great friends in high school, but it sounds cringe, like fraternity brothers, like those guys truly became like my brothers in college. And so many of them nowadays, I still keep in touch with them. Like my roommate, he was also my VP, Luke Jones, like one of my best friends. Like he's probably gonna be my best man at my wedding. He made me a better man, like super smart guy, comes from a very good family, helped me get invested into like my faith, helped me just, he held me accountable in college. And I did the same thing for him. We went through a lot of shit together with running the fraternity, but those guys got so close to me. And most of them, after like first starting the fitness page and giving me shit, they started to really support me. They loved what I was doing. And it was nice to have that, man. And it was like, dude, at any moment you could walk into the fraternity house, you have 30 guys to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like I loved it, man. And it wasn't all about just like partying and all that. Like, yeah, we had our fun, but we held each other accountable. We learned a lot from each other. We helped each other like in our careers. Like a lot of like my internship, I was able to get through one of my fraternity brothers. He kind of hooked me up. Yeah, dude, it was awesome. So like it's different school to school though. Like if you go to UGA, you join ATO there. I was in ATO, Alpha Tau Omega. Like it's probably 200 plus guys. It's probably like, crazy shit going on. But at Mercer, which is a private school, the quality of students there is genuinely better. There's a lot of like very successful guys, even at a young age. So that we all just kind of push each other to become, better in all areas, not just partying, but like in school, academics, faith, within the fraternity, running it, philanthropy. Like we raised a ton of money, helped out a lot of people in Macon, Georgia, like a lot of homeless people there. It's kind of like a ghetto city to say the least, but Mercer's in like a bubble. We're able to do a ton of like outreach, raise a lot of money for different like charities and stuff. Mercer Miracle Network, which is like a children's hospital. Like we did a ton of cool stuff, but that is what I attribute my college career to, was finding out who I was through my fraternity, leading other men, being president. Like I dealt with a lot of crazy stuff, especially after COVID. That's when I was president. Like we had all these rules and guidelines of things we could and couldn't do. But yeah, man, I was really glad to be able to serve those guys around me. That's where I feel like I got a lot of my skills as a coach, was being able to lead other men around me who respected me, looked up to me. And I will say, the reason I was able to be a leader in my fraternity was because of fitness. People saw me get to this point, see what I was able to accomplish, and they had a whole lot more respect for me after that. And dude, if you walk into a room, you're going to notice the guy that's in shape, the guy that's got the biceps, the guy that takes care of his body. If you see him next to some guy that, is overweight, obese, got like Cheeto dust on his lips, you're going to respect the guy that is in shape and takes care of his body, no matter what. Let me say this. You have two doctors in front of you. You have an overweight one and a guy that's in shape that looks the part. You're going to trust the guy that's in shape. You're going to want him to take care of you. You go into, maybe you're trying to find a lawyer. You have 10 lawyers in front of you. You find, the ones that are out of shape, the one that takes care of himself, looks in shape, got the suit up on nice, you're going to choose him over all the other fat people. Like, it might sound ignorant, and I do have some grace for people for sure. I don't think you're a bad person if you're overweight, if you're fat, whatever. But if you are in shape, you look the part, you take care of yourself, people will respect you immediately. You will walk into a room and you have a different presence. You have a different just aura, level of energy that people respect and people want to be around. I feel like as a father too, like that's super important. Like you need to set that example for your kids of being in shape. Like that's a gripe I have is like just dads who give their kids just bullshit foods, pick up whatever at the grocery store, just drink all the time in front of their kids. I think you can have alcohol responsibly for sure while having kids, but if you're that type of parent that like enables their kid to become fat later on in life, I think that's you're doing a disservice.
Agreed.
100%. I can get very opinionated on that stuff, man. Like, yeah, I help out a lot of overweight people. Overweight and fat people make decisions a certain way, which is what leads them to getting to that place. And then once you get in shape and you can do something what I've done, you know, like you understand it's all your decision making. Like most of my coaching is not really giving them information. I give them the best plan ever. Like I make sure they're dialed in with the plan, but it's shifting their decision making, shifting their beliefs, getting them to stop identifying as a fat person. I always have the example of Matt. Like whenever I'm like role playing for sales calls with my business students, I bring up the guy Matt. Matt is 250 pounds. He's overweight. He's afraid to take off his shirt. He's single because he's unconfident. He can't put himself out there. He gets afraid when he talks to girls. He's not respected in the workplace. You know, he's working a job. He's 30 years old, but he's out of shape. He's unconfident, and he's like depressed because he's unfulfilled. He makes decisions that keep him stuck there. He makes decisions of, you know, after work, he goes to the drive-through. He goes to happy hour 3 times a week with his coworkers to numb himself. He sits down at night and he watches stupid Netflix shows, and he like, you know, plays Fortnite on the weekends. He makes decisions a certain way that keeps him in that position. But if I talk to Matt and he truly wants to change, he wants to become a more healthier, fitter, happier, confident version of himself, we figure out, okay, Matt, what does that person look like and how does that person make decisions? And we can step into that version of him today. We can stop making decisions that keeps Matt fat. We can stop, you know, playing Fortnite 3 hours a night. We can stop watching Netflix all these hours of the day. We can stop hitting the drive-through. We can shift your decisions to where, let's start with a simple one. Let's go to the grocery store and pick up some macro-friendly foods. Let's go into your pantry and remove all the bullshit that's keeping you fat. Let's get rid of all the alcohol that's in your apartment. You can still drink, but you can only drink, you know, these amount of drinks per week. And that should only be out with friends. You should never be drinking by yourself. Like we can step into that version today, and you don't have to identify with the version of you that's stuck, fat, overweight, unconfident. A lot of people remain fat and they never get in a better position. They never lose the weight because they have convinced themselves, I'm always going to be stuck this way. Like this is the norm. And they live that way every single day and nothing ever breaks the cycle. They just identify that way and they don't ever shift their decisions. So decision making is everything, man. It's not even with being overweight. Like I've struggled as an entrepreneur with like self-limiting beliefs, like struggling to grow my business at certain times. And it's because of my decision making. You know, I'm doom scrolling on my phone, or I'm not getting up early enough, or I'm not time blocking my day. I'm not using my calendar. I'm not doing the things that are required for me to get to that next level in business. But if I figure out where I want to get to, I can reverse engineer that process and figure out what are the daily things that I need to do, and let me like actually organize this, put it into a system, and make decisions that are going to align with that system today. So it's like, that's the way I look at things: health, fitness, achieving any sort of success in life, whatever it is, careers. Like reverse engineer the process and shift your decision making.
I hope Matt hears this episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Matts and Megans out in the world just to
100%,
pull a
man.
random female name.
No, you're right, dude.
And the thing that a couple of things I was thinking about while you were talking is, you know, I'd try to, similar to what you said, have grace when I initially go to judge people internally.
Yeah.
Because to your point, if their parents set them up on that trajectory, they're sort of screwed.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, they still at some point need to take responsibility over their own lives. But if,
100%.
you know, from 4 years old, mom and dad were taking them through McDonald's for a Happy Meal
Yep.
every night. Like, they're conditioning them to be like, this is how you live life.
Exactly.
You know? And I think some people, even just like stepping into a gym, that's so intimidating for them if they've never done it, and if they see people who are in really good shape and they know they're in their head, they're showing up thinking they know that they've themselves convinced I'm going to be the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah.
And so it's so much easier just to stay in the quote unquote safety of their
Exactly.
home, where no one can judge them except for themselves, which is the worst person to be
100%.
judging you
Yeah,
know.
hit the nail on the head.
So one of the questions I was going to ask you, let me try to refresh my memory for a quick second here. Damn it, I should have jotted it down.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
It's gone. It's completely
You're
gone.
good,
So I'm
man.
going to tell you a story I thought of instead. A couple years ago, I was at the dog park with Thad, and there is a guy there who I hadn't met him before, but he was there with his dog. His dog was very overweight, and one of the ladies at the park was like, "Oh, Frank, I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?" They're making small talk, and then she looks at his dog and she's like, "Sammy's not looking very good. She's gained a lot of weight. What's going on with
Yeah.
her?" And he said, "Well, she's on a new diet." He says, "If Dad goes to McDonald's and get a Big Mac, then Sammy goes to McDonald's and get a Big Mac." And I was just like, "Dude,
Jeez.
what did I just hear? You're
Yeah,
feeding
that's
your
terrible.
dog Big Macs."
That's awful. Oh no.
Insanity.
Poor thing.
Oh, I remember what I was going to ask you. When you first started on your own transformation, and you mentioned a lot of people were either doubting you, making fun of you, wondering what's going on. How did you react to that? Did that light a fire under your ass? Did you listen to them? Like, what went through? Did it make you angry? Like, how?
Yeah.
What was your? If you would give us your honest reaction, if people were giving you shit, what was Eric's response to that?
Yeah, man. I don't want to come across as a douchebag or anything like that, because I'm definitely a humble person. I try to make sure everything I do with my business, my content, everything, I stay humble at the end of the day. But I've always had this gut feeling that it was all going to work out. Like, I was going to be successful in this industry. I was going to grow a following and, be able to help men out like I'm doing now. And it's crazy because the life I'm living now is exactly what I dreamed about when I first started. But I had this gut feeling it was all going to work out. And at the end of the day, man, like, everyone should understand this. Hate always comes from below. The guys that were hating on me, were the ones that were out of shape, unconfident, undisciplined, pretty much like this version of me. They're the ones drinking 3-4 nights a week. They're the ones that were not ambitious, not motivated, not driven. It's like, dude, it's like Matt, the guy I'm talking about, that I was kind of role playing. He's probably quick to judge people. Like, when he sees someone in shape, he's like, "Oh, that piece of shit, that meathead, he's always in the gym," He resents it because he has insecurity. He's like projecting his own insecurities, So I will say the more success I got, like the hate and all that kind of went away, and people started to like hop on board with what I was doing. It wasn't everyone, man. It was just a few people, like a few guys in my fraternity, guys I wasn't really close with, other people in the university. Like, a lot of people thought I was a complete douchebag because I was, the gym guy, like the content creator. So like, I remember all the time, dude, like other sororities we'd hang out with, when I'd meet certain girls, like not girls I'm trying to pursue anything with, just like making friends with, they're like, "Whoa, like you're actually like a pretty cool person. I thought you were kind of like a douchebag," A lot of them would say that straight up. We're like, "Honestly, I thought you were just a douche." And it's easy for people to think that way if you are posting your body, if you're in shape, you're the quote unquote gym guy at the school. Like, it's easy to think that way because there's a label to it. But it's a double-edged sword with like creating content and being a quote unquote fitness influencer, doing what I'm doing now. Like, if people don't understand it, like, they can be quick to judge and just think I'm a conceited douchebag, when in reality, like, I truly do want the best for everyone. And that's why I make the content. I want people to get inspired by it, people to get changed by it. And now I make it to grow my business. But at the end of the day, like, my business is focused on transformation, not just being self-conceited. Like, I've been there before with, wanting to just grow a following and make it all about me, like letting my ego take over. And it doesn't attribute to success. Like, back when I get crazy engagement, I'd post shirtless photos and like get thousands and thousands and thousands of likes. I went through a spurt in 2022 where I was getting like 50 to 100K likes a post on my Instagram because I was in the algorithm explore page. Like I kind of let my ego get to me, but I realized I was doing it for myself and I wasn't providing any real value. And the people that were following me were not people that I wanted like supporting me, you know?
Yeah.
It's people that just wanted me for my body. And like now my body, my physique is my billboard, and I'm still going to post it to bring people in and show them what they can accomplish. But that's why I've shifted my content now more towards like me, the camera, just yapping, whether it's about bettering yourself in your fitness, growing your business, mindset, breaking self-limiting beliefs. Like that's where I get a lot more fulfillment from. Even though it doesn't get the crazy amount of likes and engagement, it's changing people's lives. I'm getting way more DMs of people that are being like, hey, like I appreciate your content. I got a lot out of this. And those people then become clients, which is nice. So it comes full circle when you start to put out more value out there, and kind of get away from your ego a bit, because it is easy in the fitness industry to let your ego get to you, for sure.
What do you do these days to keep your ego in check? And I mean, just for like the audience, for example, you just went out to Vegas, and one of
Yeah.
the pictures you put up was, you got a freaking awesome billboard.
Yeah.
That thing was giant. So do you, not to harp on, I'm not saying like as soon as you saw that your ego necessarily flared up, but like I could see that happening
Absolutely.
for anyone, you,
Yeah.
me, if you're human. There are ways that the ego can creep in. So what do you do to keep that in check if you see it creeping up on you?
Yeah, dude. So won't make this crazy long. I could talk about this for hours, but at the end of 2023 was when I definitely like lost a lot in my life. I was doing well like with my business, but I was in a relationship at the time. I rented a pretty big house with my ex, and I was just like not proud of who I was becoming. Like, yeah, I was still in shape. I had a good following, all this stuff, but dude, I was like smoking copious amounts of weed, and I was like my ego definitely took over. I was like, I can do all this myself. I can make all this money. I have this house. I have this girlfriend. Like, I lost everything, dude. My ex broke up with me, so I had to get rid of the house. I lost a ton of money from the security deposit. Had to pay her for everything that we split. Then I had to sell it for a loss. I definitely like got pretty depressed for a minute because like I was in love with this girl, and my business went down because my mental wasn't there. What else, man? Like I considered just moving back home because like I was just like in a dark place. But that is when I found my faith, dude. Like I grew up Christian, like my parents are Christian, but like it was never really something we took seriously. Like we went to church for a few years when I was young, and then playing baseball, that took over. We stopped going. And my parents are still believers, which is awesome. I'm trying to help them elevate in their faith. But at the end of 2023 is when I essentially found God, and my ego was the highest it ever was, and it got completely broken. So since then, it's been a battle. I've definitely yo-yoed with my faith. I have my highs and my lows, my struggles every single day, but living for a greater purpose and just allowing God to work in my life has really allowed me to get rid of the ego. And like that billboard, for example, like, yeah, that's me up there, but like God allowed that opportunity to happen. So like I'll give him the glory. So yeah, man, I've definitely just gotten a lot more rooted in my faith. I don't consider myself a certain denomination with being a Christian. I go to a non-denominational church, and I still have a lot more to learn, but at any moment, dude, like God can take everything away from you. And I'm very confident that he took everything away for me to be humbled, because I was on a high and then I hit the biggest low. What goes up must come down. But if you let your ego get in the way, I've seen it in this industry. People crash and they burn. People that get hyper successful very quick, whether that's with clout, followers, money, business, whatever, like what goes up must come down. And if you let your ego kind of drive you and just pave the way, like you're destined to fail. So that's why, like, dude, every day now, like I'm so grateful for the life that I have, but I let God work in my life. I let him work his plan, and everything has just gotten so much better. I've gotten way more business. I've been able to help out way more people. I've been able to like show my true self in my content, but I just give him all the glory, man. So it's definitely changed my life a lot.
Why do you think you defaulted to faith and church and God specifically?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
there's so many different vices or routes you could have gone. Like you said, you could have moved back home. You could have let your life keep getting worse, right?
Yeah,
Smoke it even
absolutely.
more,
100%.
bury yourself into bankruptcy. Like there at that point, there's, 8 different paths that you could have chosen to walk down. Why do you think you ended up pivoting to God specifically?
Yeah, dude. I was never, like growing up, never really like cared to like go to church or anything like that. Um, I guess you could maybe consider, I would have considered myself like agnostic. Like, I feel like there's a higher power, a creator. I just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And I would like look down upon like, youth pastors, people like that. Like, I think they're cringe. A lot of them still are. The ones that wear like chacos that are super granola, and they have that youth
Yeah.
they have that youth pastor voice. It's like, dude, come on. I know you don't actually talk that way. So I kind of just got turned off by it, but I never had a want and a need for it. And that is where I'm at now. Like, I don't judge people that are non-believers or are not even Christian. They just don't have a want and a need for it yet, right? So that might happen the day before you die when you have a want and a need for it, or it might be tomorrow, or if you go through a bad breakup, or you lose your job, or you just hit a big low in your life. I feel like at that point, nothing could solve what I was doing to get out of that. Like, I couldn't smoke more weed, making more money. I didn't care about money at that point just because like my mental was so off. Like, I didn't really, like, I was still making decent money with my business, but the business went down. I was losing some clients, and it's because my mental wasn't there. All I wanted to do was feel normal again. I wanted to stop being like depressed. Like, I was so low energy. I was just going through the motions in life. And me going through the motions got me pretty far, dude. Like, I still had a good physique. I still was showing up for my social media, still like managing the business. It's not like I just quit on everything, but in the back of my mind, all I wanted to do was like quit. I thought about, again, going home and just resetting life. I remember I texted my mom. I was like, I think I said, F this. I'm going to move home and just start over. And I'm so glad I did not do that. Like, she woke me up.
What'd
I
she
would,
say, if you don't mind me asking?
dude, I remember I called her every day just because I was numb to everything. And she cares about me so much. She still worries about me all the time. Hopefully she might be watching this. But dude, she like just woke me up. She's like, Eric, like, just keep going. Keep going. Don't let this stop you. Don't let this girl ruin your life, because my ex is what caused me to spiral. And she became a different person. I saw her, like, I'm not here to talk shit on her, but she did a lot of things that really offended me when she split up with me. Like, again, I don't want to get into it, but I let her and that relationship like take me over, right? And I felt like, at that time I felt like a victim, dude. I was like, why is all this happening to me? Blah blah blah. So going back to your question, why like getting serious about my faith, dude, I had to get humbled. And people in my life, like Luke Jones, my old roommate from college, Adrian Stover, like one of my best friends, my actual bodybuilding coach, my friend Miles, who he might be listening to this. At the same time, they all just like were like, dude, like, maybe you should like get serious about your faith. And like I just had this want and a need for it. I'm like, I want to start looking into this more. Like, this might be my saving grace. And it was, dude. And it didn't come without its battles. Like, I had a lot of doubts. There were a lot of times like I didn't want to go to church, but I joined this group at my first church that I got a part of, Hope City in Houston. It's called Freedom. It's for people that were like new to their faith. Everyone in that group was like kind of new. They were just getting started. And a lot of people in that group were broken, kind of like me. Like, they joined it for a reason. And I met a bunch of amazing men in that group. I did it with my friend Adrian, my friend Manning. We were all just like going through it together, and that changed my life, dude. Like, I figured out about like the story of God, like the story of Jesus Christ, the resurrection, and like understanding God's grace. And now it's not like this legalistic, a bunch of rules. Like, God is not this cosmic killjoy trying to ruin life. It's all based on like love, forgiveness, and grace. Like, dude, we're all imperfect. We're all sinners, and I'm still going to sin. It's inevitable. But through understanding like God's love for you and that you are saved, you are forgiven, and Jesus Christ offering eternal life, it's the most beautiful feeling. And that's what got me out of that rut, dude. And just like surrendering my life to God, like saying like, you lead the way, like you steer the ship, I'll be rowing. But that really saved me, dude. And it's been not even 2 years yet, but yeah, dude, I'm very passionate about like my walk in my faith now. I try to share it with my clients, and I don't tell them, like, oh, you need to give your life to God. Like, people will get there when they're meant to get there, when they need a wants and a need for it. And oftentimes you get everything taken away from you, or you hit a big low. Like most people I know that are serious about their faith, they didn't just wake up one day like, oh, like, let me read the Bible and, like do all this stuff. Like, no, like they are depressed, or maybe they go through like a loss or death or a breakup or whatever it may be, and they just want to feel normal again. And I feel like that's something that money will never give to you, vices will never give to you, weed will never get to you, drugs, girls, sex, whatever it is, all those things pull you further away from God. And if you get too caught up in them, you'll crash and you burn. Like, dude, there's a lot of like people in my life that I know that are very successful but have like no faith, and they're miserable. They have all the money they want, they have the freedom, they have the girls, like everything, the car, but they have no faith. And it's like, I feel like that's the common denominator. That's why you often see like celebrities and people that are hyper successful, they get so caught up in the world and drugs and like sex. I mean, dude, look at Diddy. Like that whole situation, like that dude needs God. Yeah, man, you start doing evil things. Like you want power, you want money, you want like lust, all these other things. And it's so funny, the Bible like talks about all these things. It's like the manual to life. And once I started to read it and digest it and not look at it as like a rule book, it all started making so much sense. So now I have like zero doubts at all, man. I've never had any like supernatural like experiences, like dreams or like God moments, but there's been too many things that have happened in my life that are not coincidences that have led me to where I'm at now. And it's changed my life, dude. So I'm really glad that I can walk in my faith now and hopefully bring others to that whenever they're ready.
Was there a shift in your community or circle of friends at that point?
Yeah.
Or over the last 18 months in general, I guess?
100%, dude. Like at the time I got out of that relationship, my circle is already pretty small. But I started to like, dude, your relationships are everything, man. You could have everything in the world, all the money, like girls, whatever. But if you don't have like genuine friendships and relationships, like I feel like that's why people become miserable and lonely. Like Matt, the guy I was telling you about,
Poor
he
Matt.
has no friends, dude, because he's just living in the world. Like he's numbing himself, he's impairing himself, and he doesn't even want to have relationships. That's why a lot of people who are like, what's the word? A lot of people that are just miserable and have a lot of hate, don't have good relationships at all. Like their family life is maybe broken. Maybe their parents got divorced and had an abusive relationship, or maybe like they got, I don't know, like molested or something like that. Like I'm just giving out some maybes, but people that go through traumatic things end up having a lot of hate, when in reality, like, they just shut down. They don't let anyone get close to them. They don't want to have relationships. They don't want to have a relationship with God. They don't understand like love in that sense. And we can have love, dude, and not in a weird way. Like the guys I hang around, like I want to spread love to them, and I want them to give me love back. And that's what I look for out of my friends now, is like, how can this person like provide love to me and make me a better person? And so now the people I hang around with most are definitely like men of God and like faithful people. And that's not everyone. I hang around a lot of like entrepreneurs, business guys, and they're not at that place yet. But if I can just plant a seed and help them, get more invested into their faith, then mission accomplished. Here's the other thing about like Christians, dude. I felt like Christians just hated anyone that wasn't of them, or like didn't have the same beliefs. When in reality, like there's a lot of people that live that way, like have a legalistic approach to their faith. But I feel like the best way is to like just give grace to everyone, man. Like meet them where they're at. Don't tell them what to do. Just plant a seed, hear them out, and try to just understand where they're at in life. And that's what I have to do with my clients, man. Like a lot of my clients might have a lot of hate when they first start working with me. Like, oh, like they have bad relationships, or maybe something happened to them. They got out of a breakup. And that's why like they're out of shape and they're stuck. They stop respecting themselves. So Yeah, man. I don't really know where I was going with that. Kind of like a long answer, but yeah, dude, God is good. It's completely changed my life.
One thing I thought of when you were talking about getting back into the church, and you mentioned how you don't necessarily like shove it in your clients' faces. You really don't need to,
Not
because
at
I
all.
feel like if they, how on average, how long does someone work with you?
6 to 12 months. But
So
some of them, like, they can renew. I've had a couple guys who've been with me for like 2+ years. They just love the program. They love the accountability. They love having access to me. That's what these guys are really getting is access. So the goal is, give them the transformation. But if guys want to continue working with me, like, go ahead. I'd love to keep working with you. Like, let's build a relationship and just keep growing. Like, your fitness journey never ends. I'm always happy to give oversight over that. But a lot of people don't want to leave because they love checking in with me weekly. Having my number, hopping on calls. Like, a lot of these guys don't have like maybe a good father figure, or like, maybe that older brother figure in their life. So I feel like that is my role now to provide to these guys. And it's almost like a breakup, dude. Whenever we're done, it's like, see you later. Like, you can swipe on my Instagram stories, but I'm not going to give you the same level of access as my guys that invest into me.
right.
And that's just how it is. Like, I'm more than happy to call my clients friends, but like once we're done, it's like they lose that access to me, and that's fine. They can still support me. We can still, keep in touch, but they're not going to get the same level of attention as the guys that invest into me, like, to work with me. Like, at the end of the day, it is a business.
Right. Yeah. It's not a nonprofit that you're doing over here.
Exactly. But I'm more like all my clients, I keep in touch with them. Like, they, swipe up on my Instagram stories. We go back and forth. I'll call them every now and again, just see what's up. But yeah, it is always a little bit tough to end that relationship with the clients. But the goal is, I tell them on the call when I first sign them up, my goal is to be your first and your last trainer, be able to teach you everything to where you can continue doing this for the rest of your life. Like, that's why it's an investment. They learn everything. I equip them with the proper knowledge, skills, resources, and tools to be able to manage their fitness journey the rest of their life. And that's going to change, like I said, but you can do it within 6 to 12 months. Give someone everything necessary for them to not have to hire another coach.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
What do you have anything that you'd be willing to share in regards to? Do you have any self-limiting beliefs or any mental hurdles that you're struggling with or trying to hop over right now?
Great question, dude. I feel like lately, in the past like 2 months, everything has changed, dude. And here's why. For lack of a better way to say it, I stopped giving a fuck. I stopped caring what other people think. Like, truly, I feel like for a long time, I've achieved a lot of success with caring like a good bit what people think. Like, oh, should I post this? What are people gonna think? Like, what if my family sees this, friends, whatever. But now, like, dude, I let loose. I will say whatever I want. I mean, I have to keep it professional. At the end of the day, I'm a business owner, and like, I'm an athlete for Outfit. I can't just go on there and say some stupid shit, But I just stopped caring what other people think, and that has got me so much more success now. And a big self-limiting belief I had was with my new business I started. It's called Fitness Freedom Mastery. It's a B2B offer where I help other online coaches start and scale their business. For a long time, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Like, I don't know if maybe I need to grow my business more. Maybe I just need more time. But in reality, dude, like, I am much better at business I'm great at fitness, but I am much more passionate, and I get much more fulfillment out of helping other coaches start and scale their business and make it full time. Because I've been in their shoes before, where like you're stuck on the hamster wheel, you're making like a few $100 a month, you can't grow the business, you don't know how to make something that is profitable and is actually going to support you at a high level. That's why I love coaching and running my own business, because I can make as much as I want depending on how hard I work, how many clients I bring on, how good my offer is, how good my content is. The better all that's dialed in, the higher I can take the business. But the way I look at it is, yeah, I'm going to continue running my fitness business, Earned Physiques, but the more coaches that I can help and scale their business, the more clients they can bring on, and the more impact like I can kind of bring to this world, because I can work comfortably with 40, maybe 50 clients at once, but that's it. Like, I'd love to work with everyone, but I can't. My time is limited, and I can't offer everyone that one-on-one attention they need. If I'm working with like 100, 200 people, not everyone's going to get the best experience. That's why I keep it around, like right now I'm around like 30, 35-ish clients. But if I can help other coaches do what I do, transform more lives, it's like if I work with 10 coaches, right, and they all get 30 clients, do the math, that's what, 300 clients?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how many lives I can transform. But I make sure to do it in the right way. Like a lot of these coaches and gurus nowadays, course sellers, are like in the game of selling and just making more money. But if you can keep client success and transformation at the top of your priorities with every single client, like it's a beautiful business to run, you know, and you can make a lot of money doing it. Like I've hit some really good months financially, but I realize the more money I make, my money, that amount that I make per month is dependent on how much impact I'm providing into people, whether that is through their fitness or through transforming their business. So I've worked with about 30 coaches so far and to start and scale their business. And it's like 80-20, dude. There's guys that'll sign up with me and they think just because they invest, I'm going to solve all their problems. They're going to get all these clients. Like, no, 80% of the coaches I work with do great. They grow the business. They can make it full time. The other 20% stay stuck. And it's just like the fitness, dude. It's 80-20. 80% of my clients do amazing. They do what I say. They buy in mentally. And then 20% stay stuck. Matt stays comfortable. You know, he continues going to the bars. He continues going to the drive-thru after work. He continues skipping the gym. And that's the reality of it. Like, no matter how good of a coach you are, you're always going to have those clients that stay stuck. And that's just how it is. But there's a lot of fitness coaches now that, like, again, just do it for the money, and their clients are unhappy. They don't get results, and they're just trying to chase more numbers financially. And that's what's going to make you crash and you burn. And then you get a bad reputation, you get bad reviews. People don't want to work with you anymore. Then your business crumbles. So if you can truly keep client success at the top of your priorities, the money will come your way. Like, God will give you more clients. It will come full circle. You have more peace. Your clients are doing amazing. They love you. So win, 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 win.
Yeah.
So I'm very passionate about that, dude. Because there's so many fitness coaches in the industry now, and not all of them should be coaches. And a lot of them are in it for the wrong reasons. They want the Lambo. They want the penthouse. They want the Rolex. Like, dude, I've had materialistic things. It's really not as cool as you think.
Yeah.
At all.
It's so cool that you have this abundance mindset, you know, because I feel like people can have more of a scarcity mindset where they'd be like, why would I coach another coach? They're going to be taking my business. And it's like, well, at the end of the day, we have, what is it, like 330 million people in the United States
many need the help,
and
dude. 6
billion in the world or something. Like, there are enough clients.
Yeah,
you're going to be fine. There are enough. And even like one of my most frustrating aspects of I don't know if I'd say the most frustrating, but I've had a couple different marketing people tell me that as one way to grow the podcast, I should try to get on other people's podcasts and vice versa.
Yeah.
And other podcasters are the hardest guests to get on.
Really?
They won't respond to my messages. They won't come on the show. They won't have me on their show. And I can only speculate why they're not answering my outreach. But every time that I get ignored by them, I just think, I wonder if it's because they're operating with the scarcity mindset of like, if I go on to his show and my guests see that, are they all going to go over there and they're going to stop listening to my podcast? I'm just like, what? Why can I not get podcasters on this damn show?
Yeah.
You know, just come on, come hang out.
I hear you,
It's
man.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough listeners out there for all of us. It's fine.
Absolutely, dude. I think you hit the nail on the head with that. Like, there are so many more people in this world than we think. Like, dude, when it comes to a big objection I hear from fitness coaches, like, dude, there's already so many coaches, like, I'm not gonna have success. I'm like, dude, walk into a Walmart, walk into an airport, walk into an Applebee's, like, just walk anywhere.
Go outside.
See how many fat people you find. They need help. And a lot of them are on social media. So if you can make content that resonates with them and makes them problem aware, shifts their beliefs, and wakes them up to the fact that, okay, I don't have to live this way, then you're going to get clients. And all you need, seriously, to make it full time with like average market rates for fitness coaching is 15 to 20 clients to make a good living. You know, if you're making 5 to 10K a month, like, you're killing it. You can afford rent, you can afford a car, expenses, food, groceries, all that. Like, my goal with every coach I work with is to get them to their first 5 to 10K a month consistently. And that is not hard. You can do that with 15 to 20 clients, no doubt. And I mean, the better your offer is, or like the more you niche down, if you have a really high ticket offer, you can just get a few clients each month at a high price. But you make the price high because your program is so good, because you're such a good coach, because maybe you have this amount of experience, like you get clients results, and people are going to pay for the results. People don't pay for the training program, the nutrition plan, all that. When I get on the call with Matt, he's buying in to buy the version of him that's down 50 pounds, that can take off his shirt and not be so self-conscious. The version of him that is not afraid to go up to a girl and ask her out. The version of him that, like, you know, is respected at work. He's buying that version of himself. He's not buying all the shit I give him. I'm going to include that with my service to make sure he gets from point A to point B. But that is what I'm really good at, is figuring out what's the pain among these people, among the fitness clients I have and the business clients I have. Where are you at now? Where do you want to get to? What's point B? Like, what's the dream outcome? Let me bridge the gap. And if you invest into me, I will get you there. So I love my business, dude, because it's, again, I can help guys remove that pain. And I've been in the pain before with my body, with my business. I've been stuck. I've been through all the shit myself. So now, like, let me help you collapse that time gap and get the success you're looking for in a much easier, simplified way with the accountability you need.
Eric, I love where your head's at, man. You're such a special human being, and I really thank you for who you are. I have a question about the 20%, the ones that stay stuck. One thing that I think is crazy about the gym is that gyms are not even busier than they already are. Because when you walk in, let's say it's your first time in the gym, even if it's hard to make that step, you get there, right? You put on the clothes, you drive, you get through the door, and you get a good workout in. You see immediate results. You're sweating, you're moving, you probably feel better, you probably see your confidence go up marginally. Like you said, it's only good things from workout one. What other thing is there on planet Earth where you, from the get-go, you can start seeing results? And when you were talking about your own story, you know, you were talking about how by the end of that 90 days, your confidence had just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So for the 20% that stay stuck, where's the lack of momentum? Like, have you identified anything as to why those particular individuals aren't getting that little bit of the fire that the rest of us become obsessed with? What's going on there? Do you have a
Absolutely. It's a phenomenal question. Like, they're in pain, but they are not aware of it. You know, it's not important enough to them. If it's important to you, you're going to get it done. If you want to get in better shape, you're going to get it done. If you want to grow your business, you're going to get it done. But complacency is the enemy. Like, average is the enemy. And people are fine staying average. Like, no shade to, you know, people that work at cubicles and just do like mundane tasks all day, but those people make the world go around. And not everyone's going to be motivated to achieve more than that. Not everyone's going to be motivated to lose the weight and get in a better position. You know, Matt, the guy I'm talking about, maybe he's fine with just living the rest of his life, getting McDonald's, being fat, playing video games at night, watching Netflix. Like, some people just, they want to stay in that level of comfort, and getting out of it is not important enough to them. So trust me, dude, I have clients that, like, they work with me 6, sometimes 12 months. They look the damn same as they do as they started, or they might even look worse. They don't check in with me. They don't appreciate the value of the program. They don't get on my app. They don't do their workouts. They don't receive any of the support I give them. They don't read any of my resources. Like, dude, I give them all the information up front: cookbooks, grocery lists, dieting guides, like everything that they need. Most importantly, access to me for literally any question they have. They have my number. That's why I only work with a set amount of people. But some people just, they're not in enough pain to truly change. I forget what the quote is, but the pain, you're only going to change when the pain of staying the same is, or shit, what is it?
You're so close.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've heard it. I don't remember it right now.
Let me think about it. So true change will happen when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of, I guess,
change.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll have that flip-flopped. I would have to find the quote, but yeah, damn, I sound like an idiot right now. But
no, you don't. Don't say that.
But yeah, some guys, like, they're fine with staying in that pain. Maybe the pain of them getting to the gym and actually, you know, stopping to drink, all that, like, gives them fear. So instead of, like, giving it a shot, they'd rather just stay where they're at, and that's it. You know, with my business clients, let's use another name. Let's use the word Joe. Say Joe's a online coach and he's making $5K a month. like consistently. He can't grow his business, and like his expenses are like $3,500 a month. You know, every now and again he's got to fork out some money. He's got to fix his car. He's got to do that. Like, you know, maybe on a good month he can save $500. And so like he lives his life normal. He goes to the gym. He runs his business. You know, he's got some good friends, but you know, he wants to make 10, 20, 30K a month, but him just staying comfortable is normal for him. So he's afraid to put in the work to grow the business. He doesn't want to make more content. He doesn't want to put his voice out there. He doesn't want to sit down at his desk and put in, you know, hours of work without doom scrolling. He's afraid to do that, but he'd rather just kind of stay stuck where he's at and just keep doing life because it's normal. It's easy for him. It's just going through the motions. And some people just live life going through the motions. And I've been there before, dude. And life is not fun. It's not fulfilling. And oftentimes you go through the motions because you're impairing yourself, whether that's with vices or bad relationships, the people you surround yourself with, your thoughts, dude. Like once I got control over my thoughts and what I'm telling myself, my life changed. On top of that, just giving my life to God. But people that are stuck, people that are overweight, like, you know, out of shape, unfulfilled, underachieving men, it's their thoughts that rule them. That's why these guys have anxiety. That's why they have depression. That's why they have low confidence. It's because they're a victim to their thoughts. So that, again, it's like if you want to change a way in any way, shape, or form, if you want to change, if you want to lose weight, if you want to grow your business, achieve more, you just have to shift your decision making. But that starts with what are the thoughts that you're telling yourself. And most people just believe those negative thoughts. I've been there, dude. Like, I thinking I can't grow my business, or like, you know, maybe I'm not going to feel normal again. Like maybe I'm always going to be depressed because I got broken up with this girl. Like those thoughts are the enemy, dude. So you have to understand that like you're going to have negative thoughts. Some people might have more than others, but you need to deflect them and just get real with yourself, stay grounded, and just push them away, you know?
Yeah. I think it was Ed Milet. I forget who. Maybe it was someone else who said, just because you have thoughts doesn't mean you have to believe them.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
that was, I love that quote, man. It's so good. And even, you know, myself, like 2-3 weeks ago, I was in the middle of a workout, pretty good day, pretty good workout. And out of nowhere in the middle of my lift, I was just like, I should shut down the podcast. And I remember I went to the sauna and at the end of my lift. And again, like, everything was going pretty good. Don't know where the thought came from, but I remember just turning on some tunes, and I was like, by the time I leave here, I'm not going to believe that thought anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it right here in this room. I'm literally going to sweat whatever this negative, wherever that came from, whatever thing fired in my brain that told me, you know, it's not as big as you want it, or whatever it is. I'm just going to leave it here in the sauna, and when I walk out that door, it's gone.
Amen,
and I'm
dude.
just going to
That's
keep
beautiful.
and I'm just going to keep moving forward. And I feel like even that in and of itself is the most important thing, is keep moving forward. You know,
Amen,
don't go cancel all your episodes. Don't go take all the existing episodes down, or whatever the thing is. Just keep moving forward, even if it hurts, even if it's hard, even if you don't want to do it. One of my favorite quotes is from Saturday Night Live, and they said, we don't start because we're ready, we start because it's Saturday night at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And even just saying that, like, I got chills. I was like, in life, you just got to keep going, because it's time. It's here. It's not going anywhere. It's 11 o'clock. It's time to go.
You hit the nail on the head, dude. Yeah, dude. I mean, we wouldn't have this conversation if you would have shut it down. So, I mean, you never know where one episode might take you. You know, say it blows up, you get a ton of views, and you get a, you know, much better guests on. You get other opportunities. You get a sponsor. Like, you never know where it could go. All it takes is one episode, dude.
Yeah. That's
what I realized with making content, dude. In 2022, I went through this big spurt of growth. It started with literally one post that I made. It hit Explore. It got a crazy amount of engagement. Then after that, everything changed. I started like growing my following big time. Every post started hitting. That's when I started like getting better deals with my sponsors. And then, you know, without having that growth, I wouldn't have all the success with my business that I do now, because I had all these people that have been following me for years that trusted me. I'd built up my personal brand, and now that, okay, I've launched this coaching business, I saw a very quick success. Like, I got a mentor at first, figured out like how to actually do it, and then it was easy, man. But it didn't come without, you know, its struggles. Like, many times where I've been stuck in the business, But the best thing I did was just building up that personal brand for years. I just kept going with it. I never stopped. So like it might take a few years for the podcast to take off. It might take a few months. So just keep going, man. You hit the nail on the head. Like keep moving forward.
Chris Williamson, a couple of podcasts similar size to him, I've heard say that year 3 was the year that they really saw the growth go from like this to just that hockey stick momentum. And April 1st of 2026 is the 3-year anniversary. So I'm really curious to see sort of what the next 18 months looks like for this thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. How many episodes do you do per month?
4 or 5. I release one every week.
Yeah, sick, man. What's been your favorite one so far?
Oh,
don't say this one.
There have been a couple. I have very much been enjoying this conversation. This is a very good time. I think my favorite one. There's 2 that come to mind. One was with 3 comedians that came on last summer. We just talked and told stories for 4 hours.
All y'all fit in here?
Yeah.
Nice.
We just spent 4 hours laughing our butts off.
Yeah.
Super
awesome.
fun. Another one was probably my friend Julian Kennedy, episode number 100. And I think one of the things I liked about that one was that since me and Julian knew each other already, I could tell his walls were completely lowered.
Yeah.
There were no safeguards up. So everything we talked about, it was almost like a no holds barred conversation. You can tell sometimes, you've probably seen this from your own experiences, where sometimes you ask someone a question, you're like, I'm not sure if I'm getting the full truth here.
100%.
They're dancing around something a little bit. They're trying to be either politically correct, or maybe they don't want to shed light on something because it's too personal or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And Julian's episode was just so special. I think partly because it was number 100, but I'll tell you what part of it was that I had a quote-unquote big guest lined up for episode 100. I told him, this is why I'm inviting you on. This is when it's going to be released.
Yeah.
And like 8 days before the episode was supposed to come out, and when we had set to record, he hits me up and he's like, I can't make it. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just release any episode. And the interesting thing with Julian was we were both at the gym at the same time. And this was back in like 2023. And I go in the locker room at the end of my workout, and Julian's a grown-ass man, and he's in there making fun of one of the guys that was in the gym, almost like he was 16 years old. And I remember hearing him. I'm like, is he really making fun of this dude right now? And the dude he was making fun of is actually one of my friends.
Oh, snap.
So I went up to him, and I was like, dog, you're a fucking better person than this.
Yeah.
What are, like, if you were friends with that guy, or if you knew that guy, you'd be friends with him.
Yeah.
I know you would. You two would get along. And you're in here talking shit about him.
Yeah.
And so I called him out. I surprised myself.
Yeah.
I had butterflies in my stomach.
That's good,
I was
man.
more nervous about doing that than I have got asking people out in the wild. I was so nervous. We ended up not talking for a year.
Wow.
And I thought that maybe he didn't take it well, and that's why we hadn't talked. So fast forward to the guy lets me know he can't come for episode 100. I go to the gym because I was freaking out. So I was like, I'm going to go work out. That'll help get my mind in a clear picture. Julian comes walking in to the gym, makes eye contact with me, and just gives me the biggest smile.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that. And so we ended up just getting to talking. And then he was like, I really appreciate that you called me out about a year ago, because I was in a rough spot for many reasons, and as a result of that, I was allowing myself to become someone I didn't want to be, and you were able to shake me out of that by being one of the few people who were like,
dude.
Stop being an asshole.
Yeah.
So the way the whole episode came together and just the timing of everything, it's just a really cool story.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I think that's how you know you have a true friend, if someone's willing to have the balls to call you out, even if like you're doing something wrong. Like, again, we're all sinners, man, and I appreciate when my friends check me on certain things. Like if I'm being a little bit egotistical, or if I say something, like you said, like making fun of someone or just being rude, like doing something you shouldn't be doing. And I'll say, like, definitely with getting more invested in my faith, putting my ego aside, I don't find myself struggling with things like that anymore. Like I just try to provide love to everyone, but I feel like people's egos definitely get in the way when they're struggling deep down with other things. Like maybe that, again, like maybe like a breakup or something just going wrong in their life, whatever it may be. Like it comes out with your thoughts, and then also like your words and your actions.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, that's awesome that you shared that. I think that's really powerful when it comes to like your friendships. Like even like your best friends, you need to be able to be real with them and check them. And it can't, you need to be understanding of that too. Like, hey, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, you need to not say that or not do this. Like, I'm saying this out of a place of love,
Yeah. Sort of off topic, but I got one or two more questions for you.
Let's run it.
You're in a unique position because you see a lot of people. You're not, like you said, working a job where you're just behind a computer, not really interacting with that many human beings.
Yeah.
From your perspective, was there any cultural shifts for better or for worse that you saw during COVID?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Dude, that made or broke, like, every man in the U.S., I feel like. I took advantage of it, dude. Like, that's when I really got serious about making content and all that, because I got sent home from school, had all this time available, and like I was like, what do I do? Like, school is easy. Like, professors let you pretty much cheat on everything. It was all open book. So all my schoolwork was done. Like, nothing was open, so I just got all this gym equipment put in my basement and just started working out like crazy. And like, that was like my thing during COVID, dude. That's all I did. But men either became victims or they took advantage of it. And then, not to get political or anything like that, but like, a lot of people just got sucked into the system. They got the vax, they took the stimmy check, they sat at home, they got fat, overweight, lazy, and that still affects them to today. A lot of guys I work with, I ask them, when did things go south?
2020.
2020. And it sucks because society was forced to shut down. Like, I mean, dude, I got lucky because I had all this gym equipment, but like, I think about, if I was living in downtown Austin where I live right now, nothing was open, and, people don't have money to invest into coaching. That, like, another COVID would ruin my business. Not ruin it, but it'd make it tough. If gyms shut down, people aren't going to sign up for a fitness coach. They can't go to the gym. People's income goes down. They lose their jobs, all this stuff. My business sacrifices, but again, I feel like COVID made or broke the average man. They became a victim or they took advantage of it. And it is so easy to be a victim. Take your stimulus check, sit home on your ass and watch Netflix and video games all day. Sit there and get fat and overweight and depressed. Like, the media made people depressed, fear-mongering them of this vaccine and stay at home, don't go outside, social distance. I feel like, not to sound crazy, but I feel like COVID came from Satan, dude. 100%. COVID was Satan. All it did was take people further away from God. All it did was keep people inside, indoors, depressed, scared, fearful of going out. That was insane, dude. And just living in it, like, people would never allow that to happen again because people saw the bullshit behind it. Dude, like, story, my dad got the vaccine. My whole family got the vaccine. And my family's pretty conservative. I'll say right now, like, I'm a pretty conservative guy. I'm not like a, diehard Trump supporter, but he's got his things I don't agree with. But like, for the most part, like, I'm a conservative guy, right? I'm not like crazy red pill or anything like that, like Andrew Tate. But again, like, not to go down a tangent, but my dad got the COVID vaccine and he regrets it. He's got like this arthritis condition that came out of like nowhere. And he's been to like rheumatologists, been to all these doctors, and they always ask him, did you get the Pfizer vaccine? And he says, yes. And all these other people are now dealing with the side effects from it. People had heart attacks after getting the vaccine. People got like these like rare like diseases, disorders, like conditions from it. Like, dude, I don't know what the hell is in that vaccine, but you are never going to put some shit in my body. Like, that is mandated by the government. And thank God, like, I wasn't working a job or anything like that, but my parents had to get it for work. Same thing with my brother. My brother works for Chick-fil-A. Like, he had to get it. Like, that was nuts, dude. So I hope that, like, people that got the vaccine, it doesn't turn around and bite them in the ass, because my dad just regrets it. He's got to inject himself like once a week with this medicine, and luckily that's helped him. But dude, I got some like friends and also family members that are like doctors, and like, they all say that vaccine was jokes. Like, I don't know what was in that thing, and it's all for business, dude. Like, the booster vaccines, the hell? Like, you're telling me you made a vaccine within, a few months of this COVID coming out? Like, I'm not going to trust that. And luckily at that point, I got smart enough to understand, like, okay, I'm not doing this shit. But COVID was very devising, dude. Like, people, again, made or broke their life during that point, and people are still dealing with the aftermaths of it, from getting depressed, maybe getting overweight. And then it sucks because, like, people lost their jobs, and, like, it's easy to take that victim route and, you know, ask for your stimulus check and kind of go broke. But I'm glad that it will not happen again. There's no way. People, after seeing the masks, all that, like, dude, I think the stupidest thing is if I'm out driving and I see someone in their car wearing a mask and they're driving by themselves, like, you're a bot. You are a bot. COVID, like, made people bots, dude. It's sad.
I feel like if another shutdown mandate went out, so many people would just say no.
No, like, not again.
Yeah.
Not again, dude.
That was the only time that I've been living by myself for 10 years now, and I enjoy it because I'm around people so much anyways, that really it's just the evenings and the mornings that I'm alone, and I almost need that time just to, like, breathe.
Absolutely.
But dude, COVID was the only time I felt so lonely, and I wish I had roommates. I was like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, I hear you.
But me and my neighbors started throwing a barbecue every Friday night. There'd be like
yeah.
25 of us that would all go out there in the common area, and we'd light up like 3 barbecues, set up a bunch of tables, played a bunch of music, and every Friday night we just threw a party and we just hung out.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think COVID, like, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I think it made you truly appreciate, like, the little things in life. Like, I mean, I was at home with my parents. I got to spend so much time with them. Even just, like, dude, I remember everything was closed, so I just started going on walks around my neighborhood. Like, I started enjoying that, and now I go on walks, like, every day. That kind of started from COVID. And it makes you, once society went back to normal, like, how for granted you can take everything. Like, just going to the gym, or just going out to eat with your friends, or, you know, going to a shopping mall. Like, once that stuff is all shut down, like, dude, life was depressing. And it's easy to become depressed. Like, that's why, again, I have grace for people, because, like, you can't control the fact that everything's shut down. Only things open to the grocery store. Like, my mom would go to the grocery store, like, every day because she just needed to get outside.
Yeah.
But people are scared to go to the grocery store. They're wearing their masks. They're social distancing. All this bullshit. Oh, don't even get me started on flying during COVID. You're telling me I have to wear my mask on this plane when I have someone 3 inches to my left and 3 inches to my right. Oh, but this mask is just gonna, you know, make sure I never get COVID. You know, it's all dirty and shit. It's probably been in your pocket. But, oh, you can take it off to eat and drink. That's totally fine. When your mouth is open, you can take it off. Like, how? I will never understand that, dude. Never. Ever. Like, yeah, man. I'm a realist. Like, at the end of the day, dude, like, I'm just common sense. COVID was the complete opposite of common sense, the way things were run. I don't know your opinions about it, but, yeah, that's something I'm passionate about, dude. And it sucks because, like, you know, I mean, it's still pretty recent, but people are still affected by it.
I think I agree with you on most everything you said. I will say it almost makes me sad when I see people with masks on still.
Oh yeah, I still see it.
It sort of makes me bummed.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I think maybe they can help a little bit, like, if you're truly, like, not in close quarters, like, I don't know how many lives the masks save, but what I found is, like, dude, at school we had to wear them. Dude, my mask was in my freaking backpack. I probably put in the laundry machine a few times, but I mean, that mask is just a piece of cloth over my face. But I'm like, you know, in a classroom with all these people, there's no, like, social distancing in the classroom, but we had to wear them. The professor didn't have to wear it because they're talking, but, like, yeah, man, I don't think that will ever happen again, though. Like,
no,
the mask mandate,
it won't.
No shot.
No, and if it did, people wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lot of people probably wouldn't do it. Yeah, well, we are past that now, thank goodness.
Amen. Yeah. Thank
Eric,
God.
As we start to wrap this thing up, has there been anything else that you wanted to riff on today? Thank you so much for your time, by the way.
Of course. How long are we at right now?
Well, it's 4:20. I forget exactly what time we started recording, but probably like 2 hours, give or take.
No, it's been good, man. I think you had some amazing questions. I really appreciate you printing these out. It's cool to kind of go through the different chapters.
I loved seeing your reaction. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh,
seeing your reaction, you lit up with every one of those 4 pictures, and that's one of my favorite things to do, is just to see you go to a happy place as you go down memory lane for a few minutes. So
yeah, man, it's been cool to just talk about everything on this podcast, like I'm still young, like I'm 26, but I've taken a different route than most people, and it's cool now to just see the success I have with it, because I've always had that gut feeling since college that like I was greater than a 9 to 5, and like I'd be helping out people on a big level in whatever way that is. But now I've figured it out and I know what I'm going to be doing long term. The next goal is like grow the businesses, and I want to open up like my own facility here in Austin.
Yeah.
Because the gym scene here is not it. Gold's definitely the best gym I've been to so far, but my vision is because gyms are not very profitable. I've been on the sales side, I've been on the operation side with working at Alphaland, huge gym in Houston. You need something behind a gym to fund it. So with Alphaland in Houston, Alphalete, the clothing brand, is what runs it. So for me, I want to grow my businesses, just stack up a lot of bread and have the capital to open up my own facility and solve all the cons of every gym in Houston. Get something that's close to downtown, get something that's for the, average Austin fitness enthusiast, the runner, the health and wellness person, but have a sick gym, have it content friendly, good equipment, good lighting, and have it offer much more than just a workout. Like you could go in there, do the saunas, the cold plunges, like everyone in Austin loves that stuff now.
Yes.
The red light therapy, have like a co-working space where you can get work done. I want to bring entrepreneurs in there. Maybe like I thought about this, dude, like having a room where you could make content in there, whether that's like a podcast or any sort of thing, like whether maybe you're a fitness coach, you want to film some ads, like have a space where people could do that.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, have an indoor section of the gym, an outdoor section. Like I love gyms, dude, and I have a cool vision for it, but I've seen the sales side, the operation side, like how to make it somewhat profitable. I mean, they're not the most crazy profitable things, but I will be running my businesses while having that gym open and like hire a team to run it for me. But I want that gym to be mine. Like I feel like the greatest sense of achievement I would have is, having a large online business, but being able to walk every day into my own facility and watch other people enjoy everything that it's all about. Be able to become a better person there, like physically, mentally, and just have like other businesses get involved with it. Like maybe have some sponsors for like, or partnerships for like meal prep companies, or like, Gorilla Mind, maybe having them in there because I'm an athlete for them. Having some, like a store there, like you could buy some Alphalete stuff there, maybe like other gym brands. But yeah, dude, I want to help Austin like elevate the fitness scene, and there's some good gyms here, but I feel like each one's got kind of their cons. So I just want to take everything that I think would be good for, the average 20 to 30-year-old in Austin that, loves health and fitness and wants to go meet other people that share that same interest, having a place for them to go that's, like a premium. Like it wouldn't be some cheap Planet Fitness membership. Maybe somewhere like $60 to $80 a month. Make it somewhat affordable, but not like cheap to where you're not making any money. Yeah. There's Collective, which is a sick gym, but that's like $300-400 a month.
I haven't been there yet. What's your sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good.
Of all the gyms you've been to, because you lived in Houston, Georgia, now you're in Austin, what gym has been the closest to hitting the mark in your opinion?
Sounds basic, man, but Alphaland, dude, that gym has changed my life. And it's, at the end of the day, it's just a building with a bunch of equipment inside of there, but it's the brand behind it, Alphalete, like learn more, dream more, be more. Like that's their motto. That place gave me a career. I was working sales there, so I started to make decent money. I built my personal brand up there through making content. Like I was like, everyone kind of called me Mr. Alphaland. Like I was there all day. I worked there. I made content there. I loved it. I like lived, breathed, and died Alphaland and Alphalete. So I became an athlete, and now like I'm one of the faces for the brand. I was able to quit that job and take my own business full time. And a lot of the people that I signed up at that gym became clients of mine for my online program. And yeah, dude, that place changed my life so much. And I want to be able to do that for people. It doesn't have to be doing what I'm doing. You don't have to, become a fitness coach, fitness model, all this stuff. But if I could just have a gym where people could get in a better shape, have a safe space, meet other people, and have a facility so good that like they would never even think about canceling. Like I could just run it up and then maybe start a second one somewhere. I mean, I have to get to the first one first, but I already have a very clear vision of what I want it to look like, and probably be within like at most like 10 minutes of downtown. I keep it close to the city.
Yeah.
So I know it would be expensive, dude. So that's my motivation to like just run up the business as much as I can right now and just stack up as much bread as I can. Because it'd be cool down the line to, I definitely would have to rent out a facility. So we'll see, man. I'm excited for it.
You'll get there.
Yeah, dude. It's like that's my long-term plan, like 5, maybe 10 years from now.
I love that, something that you just did in thinking about the 20% that stay stuck is just even having goals for the future, even if they don't pan out. And I'm not saying yours won't. It will. You have a resoluteness about you where everything you say, I believe that you're actually going to do it.
Yeah, thank you.
But I do think that there's something critical to your point when you're working the 8 to 5, going straight home to the weed, the alcohol, the Netflix, the games, whatever it may be. If you're stuck in a rut, if those people ask themselves, what am I looking forward to?
Yeah.
What's happening in the next 12 months? What's happening in the next 3 years? What's happening in the next 8 years? Mm-hmm. That in and of itself might be potentially step number 1 to helping yourself get out of your rut, is asking yourself, seriously, what are you excited about?
Yeah.
What gets you out of bed in the morning? What lights a fire in your belly?
Absolutely, man. Hit the nail on the head. I tell people this, and this is something like the viewers can take away. If you're like not where you want to be at in life, put yourself in this scenario. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, other than going to the bathroom, taking a shower, you have someone filming your entire day, right? Your entire day, every single thing you do. And if that video were to be posted online for anyone to see, for yourself, your family members, your friends, would they be proud of the person you are? Would you be proud of the way you're living? And from watching that video, you can probably tell why you're stuck. So going forward, like that's my sort of mentality I have, is like, if someone had a camera on me, if that camera's going all day long on me, do I deserve the success that I want? Like, are my actions reflective of my goals? And would I be proud of that video if it were posted online? So that's helped me so much, dude.
That's a powerful analogy.
Yeah, 100%.
Where can people find you?
Best place is Instagram. That's where I'm most active. It's at Eric Ogle _, ERICOGLE _. TikTok as well. I just repost my reels on there. Instagram is my place for sure. I have a YouTube channel, a bunch of older videos. I'm not posting right now. I definitely want to get back on there. But Instagram, I love short form content because, and I can't control this, but everyone's attention span is so short now. I love long form like this, but I feel like I'm really good at short form. So I do a lot of like, fitness content, health and wellness, self-improvement, anything like that. And if any of you guys listening are looking to get in better shape, lose fat, build muscle, and achieve more than just losing weight, become a better version of yourself, I say earn that 2.0 version, then hit me up on Instagram, send me a DM, say you're from the podcast, and we can talk about what that would look like to work together. Because I'm always looking for new guys to work with. I only work with men right now, no women. So my following's like 90% dudes. So yeah, I never even get girls in my DMs, to be honest. It's all just guys. But yeah, it's at Eric Ogle _ Instagram's the best place. Shoot me a DM on there. I answer all my DMs. Just don't say any weird shit.
Yeah, that's how I met you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So
I responded within like a minute, dude. I'm serious. I'm always on top of my DMs.
Yeah, you were fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes people 3 or 4 weeks to get back to me. And when they hit me back, I'm like, I don't even remember this account. Who is this?
The thing I always tell myself with DMs is like, just answer it now. Otherwise, I know later on I'm going to have like 30 or 40 DMs and I'm not going to respond to them. And that's where like you lose touch with your audience. So if you just answer right then and there, it's like, I'll shoot a voice memo. I'll just type something out. Like I love Instagram for that reason. It's just the one-on-one conversations. Like content's cool, but when you get people in the DMs and like they can get serious with you or like, come to you for advice or like maybe they have something they want to talk to you about, I think that's really cool. And Instagram is a much better place to do that than like TikTok.
Yeah.
Same thing with stories, dude. I love posting stories like all day. So it's like I look at Instagram stories as like a YouTube vlog every day. And they expire after 24 hours. So I love seeing what people are doing behind just, their feed. Like that's all the highlights, but let me see like your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always active on Instagram stories.
Instagram stories are fun.
Yeah.
That's one of the only things I do that would be close to doom scrolling, which is at night. Sometimes I like to just see what my friends were up to.
Same, dude.
What were they
nosy.
doing today?
I'm nosy.
Eric, this has been super fun. Before I ask you your last question to the audience, if you stuck with us the entire time, my ask of you, like I said at the beginning of the episode, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if that's where you were tuning in today. And if you do that small favor for me, which will take 30 seconds of your time and none of your money, my commitment to y'all will be to keep finding awesome guests like Eric who will come on, tell their stories, and light that internal fire in your belly so you can get after whatever it is that you're chasing right now in life. With that being said, I actually don't know what the last question is. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of these cards.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, give it a read and let us know what your answer is.
Let's go with this one. If you could say one thing to a family member you've lost, who would it be? What would you say and why? Oh, wow. If you could say one thing to a family member you've lost. Okay, so I've only lost my grandmother on my dad's side and my grandfather on my mom's side. My granddad on my mom's side, he died in 2005, so I don't have very many memories of him because I was born in 99. I was, 6 years old? But I would say to my grandma on my dad's side, call her Mimi, I'd say, oh, dude, this is going to get kind of deep. Like, dude, my dad, her son is like the best guy in the world, like the nicest guy I've ever met. And I would just say, like, be proud of your son. Like, he's done everything for me, like supported me since day one. Like, he is the nicest guy I've ever met. And I would just say to her, like, be proud of your son, you know? So yeah, man, sorry to get deep, but that was a good one. Damn. Yeah, dude, I like that. What is this? Diary of a CEO?
Yeah, I think I told you about that one.
Yeah.
So at the end of his episodes, he has the current guests. So like if I did this, I would have a diary sitting right here and I would ask you to write down a question for the next guest. And then when the next guest comes on, he reads the question to them to see how they would answer. So he doesn't know who the guest is. He doesn't know what the question is. Anyways, he recently released this deck of cards, and I think there's like 60 in it. And I really liked a lot of the questions. And I thought, well, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to start throwing one at every one of my guests. But they're also, I gave you level 3. There's level 1s and 2s that are light-hearted. And I've even brought this to like a dinner party I went to with a bunch of friends recently because I knew there were going to be some people there that were like newer to the circle. So I thought this could be a really fun way to keep conversation going during the meal and for all of us to get to know each other on a really real level and not just surface level questions like, how's the weather in Georgia these days, you know?
I hear you.
I did not mean to elicit tears at the very end of this episode,
no,
so I apologize.
I think that was an amazing question because my parents will probably watch this. So both my parents, love you guys.
Eric, this has been so much fun. Thank you for being here. Let's get you out of here so you can enjoy your Sunday. To the audience, thank you guys as always for tuning in. Stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you guys next Saturday night. Bye, everyone.
Peace.